Right, so welcome to this week's Top Flight show. So what we're going to do is have a quick review of our track meeting that we had at Gateshead. We've then got Warrington 10K coming up this weekend, so we're going to have a look at the overall series. It's hotting up now with 4 races to go, and look at who the leading entries are for the men and women. And welcome once again to my wonderful colleagues, Rich, Stacey and Cameron.
Hello.
Hello.
So we'll start with Gateshead. I'll do a quick stats thing here. So we had 800 metre races at Gateshead, and I'm pretty confident in saying that this is the greatest strength and depth middle distance race that we've had in Gateshead in living memory, because there might be some rose tinted glasses of people saying that the North Eastern Championships 40 years ago had multiple heats and finals or whatever, but we had an incredible turnout. We've not really had BMC style races in the Northeast for many years, and even when we did, they weren't anywhere near the standard that we had here. It was really late on in the season, so given that it was late on, we had 29% PB, so nearly a third of people ran a PB. And again, late August, people have already been racing May, June, July, right? So a third of people hitting PBs is impressive. 43% hit season's bests, and the weather was crap. So I was pretty much over the moon with that. We set some time bonuses where we had payouts. In the men's, David Race won in 149. He got £250, so £100 for the win, 150 bonus for being under 151. Rob Shipley was under 151, so he got a bonus. On the women's side, it was so close, and it was actually spread across 2 different races, so it made it really exciting. We had Julia Hawken ran in one of the early races, ran a huge PB, and she triggered a £100 bonus. And then in one of the later races, we had Sarah Smith and Abigail Stratton. Sarah Smith doing one of the most hilarious interviews ever straight after the race.
She caught me off guard.
Yeah.
She caught me off guard.
She did. But triggering the bonus times, and they were all 209s, and as I said, split across a few different races. Mm-hmm. We also had Magnus Riddle, who was 15 and ran 155, which was the best age-graded point. That engaged people so that even in the last race, we had Kenny McPherson, who we'd mentioned, who was V55. Kenny ran out there, and we were wondering, has he ran a better age-graded time than Magnus ran in the air race, which he hadn't, but it kept the excitement going right the way through, that the prizes could have been given to basically any age group, or could have been male or female. And it seemed like everybody really engaged and liked that. We had 9 different pacemakers, 13 paces. So in one of the slow races, we had 3 pacemakers, for example. So there was natural gaps that we filled. The pacemakers did a fantastic job. And if you look at the slowest races, I don't like saying the slowest races, but when you look at those ones, 7 out of 11 in the last 2 races ran a PB. So 64%, which shows that we did cater for not just the top end, but we tried to give something to everybody right the way down the field. So thank you to the British Milers Club and to the England Athletics Regional Council guys for helping with that, and Gateshead Harriers who support that event. It was great, and you guys were there. So what was your impression? What did you think, Stacey? You're the most experienced of us all.
Obviously it's Gateshead, so it's always going to be a little bit challenging with the conditions. If you know Gateshead Stadium well, you know that top bend is always a little bit troublesome, but I thought it was a fantastic turnout. Some of the races were so competitive and so I feel bad saying entertaining, but it was genuinely, some of the races were really entertaining. I think it was Kenny actually who we were thinking, is he going to go off hard or is he going to try different tactics? And I remember that first lap he went off really conservatively, and then his kick was so impressive. And there was some amazing races out there. It was my first time commentating, and it was challenging for sure, trying to commentate, but also obviously I'm genuinely interested in the races, so it was hard to actually commentate.
Yeah.
It was very, very hard.
Because we couldn't see half the track, that's why, because we were so far away. You realise how big Gateshead Stadium is. Me and Stacey were like this. throughout the whole of the...
I need binoculars.
So we have binoculars or monoculars. Someone said to me it was binoculars. It's not binoculars, is it? It's binoculars.
Binoculars.
100%, yeah.
I think it's bi.
It's
'Cause
not
it's two.
binoculars. It's
It
binoculars.
is.
How do you
No,
pronounce
you're
it,
just
isn't
saying it wrong.
it? Am I actually...
We might
No,
all,
I think
we might all be
well,
saying
it's
it wrong, but-
you know what? I might be wrong here, but it would make
Is it
sense
binoculars or
because bicycle,
yeah.
bicycle,
Which one do you
It means two, I guess.
binoculars. It means
Binoculars.
two.
But let's get some blue top flight branded ones. But
Yes,
that comment there made me think when you
big
watch
blue
the
ones.
Diamond Leagues and stuff, the best Diamond League atmosphere when you watch it is like Oslo when they're like right on top of the athletes,
Yes.
right inside.
Yes.
And I remember Steve Ovett in his book writing about he used to go to Koblenz or that's probably
Koblenz.
the wrong pronunciation.
I'll keep
but
his
he
right
said
on
he
pronunciation,
said that
tonight.
was right on it, and maybe it was
Yeah.
only 6 lanes round some part of the track, and that I think is what's sort of missing in athletics. I think that's why Highgate does so well with people in like lane 3B and chain. Loads of these new stadiums,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
they've got the long jump and the triple jump and the pole vault all outside of the track. It just extends and extends the arena.
You're not
The
discriminating
crowd is
against
so
long jump,
far
are you?
away.
Yeah.
Well, no. What would be
Hey, it's
better
coming
is
our
if
way
it was,
now.
if it was on the inside, on the infield, on like a raised platform, not when they're chucking the javelin. I mean, I haven't got that much.
I'll tell you
against
where
the
it's
long
good in
jump.
the northeast for this though. Jarrow's a
Jarrow,
good track
yeah.
for atmosphere because you can get on it.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we did Jarrow, I guess.
Yeah,
for the,
yeah,
for the
But
other
it's like I was watching a podcast with it was Dana White. He was talking about like crowds and like how
Yeah.
affecting. And someone was like, "Oh, are you gonna have it like the UFC at Liverpool, like their stadium?"
I thought you meant that you were across there.
yeah, Sefton Park. And he was like, I don't know, but I have to think about it. Like, I'd rather have a smaller stadium and it'd be full.
Yeah.
If I'm not going to fill a stadium out, I'm not hiring it basically.
Yeah,
Because the atmosphere is dead.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's almost better sometimes to just have it in a smaller venue and it'd be more compact. Like Highgate is like rammed. But if that was like in Crystal Palace or something, it would be like quarter full, maybe,
Yeah.
half full. And
That's
it's
the only
just not
slant on
the same
Gateshead Stadium. It's a massive stadium,
It is.
and it's even like there was a good turnout there.
Yeah.
but it diluted it down
Tell you what,
because of the
though.
size.
Next time, if we have beer, everyone will
Yeah,
turn
we'll
out for a bit. Everyone come down the track, get
Yeah,
pissed.
we'll see. I mean, we would like to like do
That's where
three.
we're going.
Firstly, we're going to do 3
Big Red on
events
the mic
next
with
year.
a few special brews.
Well, I don't know about the special brew, but yeah, I mean, next year we want to do 3 events because ultimately what we want to do is deliver a high quality event that is catering for the top tier and the next tier down runners in the northeast, attract people from outside the area so they come to us rather than us go to them all the time. And I think we just continue to build from that. So the first one we tried bringing a chicken van down as well as a coffee, and he didn't make well. He said he just afterwards he went, you should just do sweet treats. It was too short of a meeting and people had brought their own pack lunch or whatever. But I was doing it to try and like bring a bit of atmos. Gateshead, we brought the coffee van. He did a raw and trade. So yeah, just bringing little things like that in. We had the music on, but if we get more entries and we got more money to spend, we can just bring in a DJ. We can put the flamethrowers in. We can bring a beer tent
The
down or
lights.
something like that. Yeah,
The
DJ
lights.
Bin Raj on the
wave
mic.
lights and stuff. I was too busy to DJ, but it would have been good. But yeah, if we can bring that atmos, like what does it look like in 10 years? Well, we're gonna like look at that in a future episode. But it would be mint if at Gateshead you had one Diamond League a year, but imagine if you had one event a month where you had to sell out at Gateshead for
Yeah.
athletics.
Yeah.
Like people should be thinking big, not like killing athletics in this country.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll do it. Heard us here first.
I definitely enjoyed racing indoors more because of the atmosphere. It is
Yeah.
so fun. I really liked having the crowd close by. So maybe there needs to be a little discussion about it indoors.
Yeah,
That
we need
actually
to
could
get
be a
built.
good idea, Baldwin Stacey.
Indoor.
I agree, actually.
Yeah.
I think that'd be sick.
Oh, yeah.
Would be good.
An indoor
Ding,
series
ding,
down
ding.
Sheffield.
Yeah, would
On
be good.
Manchester.
That could have-
yeah.
Glasgow.
Get Oasis at Manchester in the infield.
Glasgow's got a new track as well.
Yeah, I mean, let's see. Let's keep moving, keep building, bring all the ideas, and let's make athletics cool. I need that MAGA cap again, don't I?
Yeah, we'll get you that back. I thought your commentary went well.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
I need work.
No, you were good. Yeah, honestly, you were really good. better than me actually. Like I was just going.
I didn't want to say that. Yeah, I didn't want to dig you out, but
it was going wild.
Significantly better than you.
I was trying to give it the big red. He's pumping the arms and he's driving the legs.
No, I did listen to it back. I thought he was both fantastic.
I have not listened to it back. I can't bring myself to listen to it because I'm scared about what I will actually hear. But thank you for the compliment.
No, you spot it.
You realise though, like I was listening back, and actually when I was listening to you, because you were a lot calmer and like clearer and concise, it was making me think. Actually, I was just going like way too wild. I was jumping up. I was like,
yeah, it was good.
That's a good balance. That's what you want. Yeah,
you've got the emotion, and I've got the calm.
That's the thing though about the races. They were like quite exciting because.
There was a few
most of the races
towards the end.
Most of the races,
so competitive. They were all very competitive.
Seeded very, very well. Well done on the organisation of that. And what I actually loved about seeing these races across 800 metres, the broad age range. I love the fact that we had 55 entries, not 55 entries, 55-year-olds entered and raced, and I love the fact that they want to go ahead and they want to, I'm going to do an 800.
What do you think about the idea of, like, do you know how they're like doing, it's just a bit, they're doing the Mondo and the Blantis race. Do you think like no, listen, I know what you said. Listen, I can see you turning your nose up on it straight away.
No, he's thinking budget.
He's thinking what could make me money.
I think he's just thinking what's going to come out of his mouth.
What is coming on?
Go on.
Is this going to be a mascot race?
I can spin race. No,
come on. I'm intrigued.
So if you do like 800s, doing like a special event, just one race per event per like meet. So like you do, if it was 800s, it would be like 600 meters or something, like a one-off race, and you'd have to like get a 400 meter, a mixture of 400 meters and like 800 meter runners and just see who wins. Like just like something different. Like it doesn't have to be that.
All right, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, it is good to do some of these things like late season, like the Mondo against Warhome thing. It was engaging. It was.
That's it. Yeah, it wasn't like
late season,
it wasn't.
So it was
yeah.
good.
It's not like watching the 100 meters in the Olympic final. It's nothing like that. It was just a bit of banter, really.
Yeah. I like the novelty of them things, but what I don't like, and I know I've mentioned before, I don't like it when they try and Americanise things and when they do as a head-to-head, because if one of them runners doesn't perform, or both, you've just killed everything about that event. They've done it multiple times now with like Bikili against Kipchoge. They did it in the Olympics. They've done it at London Marathon multiple times.
Yeah, that's wrong.
When one or both of them bomb, they've got nothing to talk about because they've spent so much time building up then. And the same in the 1500 metres. Everything was about Kerr against Ingebrigtsen. They weren't talking about the other 10 guys who
it kills it, doesn't
and
it?
then they got beat. So yeah,
but wasn't it great?
I think the people watching the sport aren't as thick as the mainstream media think they are.
Yeah.
They can handle 50 darts players, right? So they can definitely handle like 1,200-1,500 meter runners. They just need to talk about more people, more in depth, and I guess that's we're filling that void, so we're doing it for them.
I think a concept that I would really love to see in athletics, and Super Tri Series have been doing this for a while now, is if you are halfway through the race and you are off the back, and I think they give there's a set amount of time, you get chucked out the race.
Yeah.
So, and that keeps the race quick, it keeps it competitive, it keeps it very tactical, and I think that's quite entertaining as well.
That's a good idea.
I've seen it before.
Like
where they've done
sweeping like the Ironmans done there if you're off the pace.
I think in the long distance events that would be good. I've seen it in. They called it Devil Take the Hindmost. They've done these events in the indoors before, and it turns into a bit of like
that's a little
like
bit
a back
different
and forward
though,
surge thing.
That
so
if you're
last
last as you go through a lap on that one though, then you get eliminated.
Well, they tried that in Australia, didn't they?
Yeah, that's what you're saying is a bit different to that.
It is different. Yeah. I think that is actually quite exciting because people lose track of the back of the race, and it kind of if I knew I was going to get chucked out of the race, I would just bomb it. Every to try and stay with it.
Hang on.
Like you kill yourself doing it, but just looking at the standard. Then when you mentioned the race were competitive, just to end it on this note, again, other regions in the UK get these results all the time at like Stretford, Watford. But 800 metre races, we had 13 under 155, the winner under 150, 31 below 2 minutes, and 55 below 2:10. So that's a lot of runners in a small time period. And yeah, so thank you to everybody who supported that, and yeah, we'll continue.
I'm yet to see the post-race interview, but I'm really looking forward to seeing that when it's put out there.
Yeah,
because that was
it
was an all-time response, that.
Yeah, class. So yeah, the next little segue then, we're going to go into the top flight series overall. So next up is Warrington. We've got Warrington on the 22nd of September, Jarrow on the 6th of October, Fulham on the 17th of November, and Ribble Valley at the end of the year on the 28th of December. All of these are 10Ks, so there's 4 10Ks left. You have to run 3 of them to get in the overall series cash. But each race by race, has got its own prize fund. And yeah, in terms of the overall series, we've got at the top of the leaderboard on the ladies' side, we've got Cara Mackenzie Tate. So she's done 3 races. So we've colour-coded her in a darker blue. So Cara's done 3, only lady who's done and scored in 3 races. So at the moment, she's getting £1,000. However, in Warrington, I know Kirsty Longley's going to be running. She's done 2 races. Millie McKenzie's done 2 races. Has done 2 races. So yeah, Kirsty is already on 35 points. So I'm suspecting after this weekend, as long as she finishes and does well, which fingers crossed she does, Kirsty is favourite to go into the hot seat. The others, we've got some massive names who are all international athletes who are all sitting on 1 win, but it's 1 win and 1 race. So they've got 25 points, and yeah, we need to try and encourage them to get back and get another 1 or 2 in. I don't want to pin anybody's colours to the mast, but yeah, I've had a few commitments that people are going to do, like Fulham and Ribble Valley. So I know there's a few who are definitely. So
they'll be looking to get the 3.
Exactly.
So would you say to people who are maybe wondering if you need to do Ribble Valley? So like, let's say you can't commit to Ribble Valley, but you can do 3 events. You still qualify, but you might not. You just don't get priority to over someone who.
No. So if somebody's done no races and they want to turn up and do Warrington, Jarrow, and Fulham, and get 3, and they're in the top 10 at the end with 3 races, then they'll be in the points. Actually,
it comes down to it. If like.
Yeah, and actually, if we flick over to the men's now, we've got 3 of the men. We've got Sam Gebrselassie, Jason Bennett, Ethan Dunn. They've all hit their 3 races, so they're sitting in the money at the moment. We've got 7 men who are on 2 races, and yeah, I'm pretty sure that a lot of them are going to do another race. So we should get very competitive on the men's side, but quite interestingly, if you look towards the bottom for Ben Felton, I'm sure you won't mind us picking him out. Ben paced Nina in the first top flight race, so he didn't actually score any points, but he ran in a top flight race. So yeah, Ben has ran in a really high quality race at Battersea and picked up a point, and another one where he paced Nina and didn't pick up a point but raced. So at the moment, if Ben does one more race and finishes it, he'll trigger 3. So yeah, we're trying to reward supporting the series, turning out, being consistent, as well as individually rewarding the high points. So yeah, if we went to page 2 on the men's, we've got quite a lot of the big names who've done 1 race, and yeah, hopefully they will be returning as well. So again, I know we've got a few people who have committed to doing multiple of these races, and yeah, we're looking forward to that hotting up. I guess we always expected that the men's would have more strength and depth because there's just more men who are competing in this sort of thing in the UK. There's just a greater volume of men, but hopefully we get enough women to trigger their prize money as well. And then I guess something I mentioned in our interview with Rory, there's a World Athletics thing at the moment where they're pushing women's athletics, and if you can see, you can be it, and hopefully it'll inspire a lot of the female athletes who we've got out there to say, well, I could be doing this, I could be doing 3 races, triggering money, making a bit of money to pay for my warm weather training trips, stuff like that. So yeah, let's get some more signed up and get on the start line. That takes us nicely into Warrington. So we'll have a quick look at the course. It is really flat and fast. We've got 4,500 people, I think, signed up to this event. So last year, this was the world's first free-to-run chip-timed race. We had 6,000 entries, and that was given lots of free entries to priority areas, so areas with low social economic background. So it's basically get people running for free, and that obviously works for RunThrough. Obviously, we didn't make money on that event because we did the whole event for free. But this year, the event came back with, obviously, we are charging people this year. A lot of the people who ran last year are now taking up running, and they're keen runners. Good. And they're coming back, and we've got 4,500 people come back. That RunThrough Foundation has now moved on, so we've got an event in London this year, which will be the same thing, free to run event in London, massive entries, like tens of thousands of people, so we've had to do like a ballot to get in. And we want to make running accessible, and then hopefully people then enjoy that and want to come back and run again. Obviously you do have to pay long term because we've got to actually pay to operate the events, but it's going to be a huge turnout. This race deserves an elite field. It is flat, as you can see from the graphic, so really looking forward to
That's
to
incredible.
This one.
That'd be, and it's really interesting that you say that, and I would love to find out what the social impact has been on the RunThrough series throughout the UK, and what like social value that has actually brought.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably something that we can get into like in great detail in like other podcasts as like a standalone, and bring in our team who deal with the RunThrough Foundation stuff. But I mean, it's amazing. You get so many stories. Like obviously we've just, in the Northeast, we've just had the Great North Run this weekend, and when you watch the coverage on the BBC, they find a lot of stories of why are people running, and through the foundation event and other events as well that we do, there's so many stories like that, which it is inspiring right the way down the field as well as like at the elite end. So it's
we need to
good
hear
that we can do
these
that.
stories for sure.
We can definitely bring some in. It's good, and hopefully we get some of them who are inspired, continuing the sport, and either they go on to be in the top flight series, or perhaps their kids or friends and family do, and we get that next generation through. And hopefully, like again, we've mentioned earlier about like 10 years. In 10 years time, hopefully we're producing a lot of Olympians in Britain who maybe they've started running by getting into RunThrough events and then into the top flight events, and we're part of that springboard for getting them there. So do you want to talk us through the lineup, Rich? You can pick up some of your favourites.
I feel like we've got to start with Kirsty Longley, obviously series leader, one of the top veteran performers as well. So I think she's had some solid runs. Jubilee Bridge, she took the win there, and that was a tough old day at the office. I feel for a lot of the athletes out there, it wasn't the best weather conditions. Kirsty Longley, very familiar with the top flight series now.
She ran at Quayside as well.
Yes,
so she took on the big guns at the Quayside and ran really well. So it's great, and like you said, she's a really gutsy runner. She wears her heart on her sleeve, sort of thing with her running. So it's great to see Kirsty back. She'll be getting stuck in. It's a mixed race, so she'll be in there competing with the men, and hopefully she can run a quick time and scoop some money.
And then also we've got Hannah Cowley, who was fourth in Aintree as well. So I know we touched upon it on the previous slide, but it's nice to see the athletes returning and clocking up the series points. And obviously Rebecca Robinson as well. She was fourth in at the Newcastle 10 Clay as well. I think Kirsty Longley obviously heads into it maybe as the favourite, but I mean, you've got the likes of Becky Straw with her pedigree as well. I feel like it's not a done deal.
Yeah, exactly. Not. So Becky Straw, GB under 23 finalist in the 10K is. What was her? Has anybody got her most recent race up there?
So her PB over 10K is 34:52. Now, what I've noticed about a lot of the entries is that their season's bests are so close. I think the female race is going to be incredibly competitive. I think it's going to be entertaining because their season best are they're all around the 35 mark. Becky hasn't raced at all this season, so I think there must be some injuries perhaps. Chris is maybe going to get some little bit of background on that one. She is coached by Luke Gunn, I don't know if
Gunny.
anybody,
Yeah.
does everybody know Gunny? So he's got a great squad down there in Birmingham University. So her coach is him. So she runs her Birchfield and Birmingham University as well. So she has done a 16:59 for 5K. And unfortunately, I couldn't find any races that she has competed in this year, so I'm thinking maybe some injuries.
I think when you're on about the season's bests all being pretty close, I know like Kirsty Longley's PB was like 33 minutes, so I think on paper she's probably like the standout performer, but season's best, I'm sure she's around about that 35:09. Yeah, so again, it just it builds for a competitive race and between them, but then also, like we've mentioned with the Top Flight Series before, with them being mixed races as well, even if they aren't all in a group or watching each other, they're going to be involved with other athletes as well. So I think it just, it all builds for it being quick for them racing on the day.
Yeah, I think so. So it seems like it's going to be a fairly tight race. It's one where I think we can't really call it because they're quite tight. But no massive like form against each other and in a mixed race. So the winner could come from anyone there.
The only thing I would say is like Kirsty Longley, I know we've mentioned this and you said like runs with her heart on the sleeve. She's took one win at Jubilee Bridge. She came to the quayside and had a good outing there as well. I don't know, I just feel like she's an experienced operator, knows what she's about, and I would you said we can't call it, but it sounds like I'm calling it.
Yeah,
I think I'm taking Kirsty Longley for the the number one spot.
I think because she's like showing us such loyalty and coming back.
Exactly.
We obviously
respect.
Exactly. I don't know if we'll come up with the same sort of big bad Bennett thing for Kirsty. I don't know if we can find anything that rolls off the tongue quite so well. But yeah, Kirsty's.
I'll have a go. I'll have a go for Sunday.
Yeah, we'll try. That's it. That's your challenge, your homework before Sunday. Come up with a good nickname for Kirsty. But yeah, hopefully she absolutely nails it. I think knowing that securing a win puts her in not an insurmountable position, but it puts her in an incredibly strong position to get £1,000. That's going to be an additional motivator where she's going to be running there thinking, if I win this race, that's 2 wins, and I think maybe 4th or 5th at the quayside, whichever one it was. That's very hard to beat with only a few races
exactly
to go.
And Ribble Valley is going to be extremely competitive.
Yeah, it's going to be stacked. So people who are running at Ribble Valley, there's basically no guarantees. If your better chance of winning the series is to take on the events where it's going to be slightly weaker because it's a newer event or whatever. So she's done the right thing in hitting, for example, Jubilee Bridge, and then here we go
Smart
again.
athlete. That's why I'm backing her.
Yeah, exactly. Knows
I think you're right.
Doing.
I think you're right. Writing off Becky Straw a little bit.
Perhaps, like Stacey said, she hadn't raced much
Theory.
this year.
She hasn't raced much, but
it's that comeback race this year.
Yeah, it's an awkward time of year, isn't it? But at the same time, Birchfield always put out a strong team in the relays, and this is just before the relays. Mm-hmm. So, could she be getting into shape now? That's the question. She's got experience. She's run for GB before, but she hasn't raced in a year, so it's hard to tell, isn't it? But there's nothing wrong with a comeback.
Yeah,
there's nothing. No one. You can't. Doesn't mean you can't.
What
come
you're
out
saying,
and bash
the
out.
comeback's sweeter than the setback. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I think we've seen, and we've discussed before with Sam Stabler, like sometimes if we've got a really classy athlete, sometimes they just come back and they can nail it. Sometimes you need 1 race, or you need 2 races, you need 3 races, but you definitely can't write them athletes off because at one point they will do a race and be back, and everyone will forget that they've been away.
Yeah,
because that class is permanent. Like Stacey's been shown this year.
Oh, thank you.
And hopefully I show on the 9th of November.
Settle down. Don't go getting above your station.
I think Becky, wasn't she initially entered for like another top flight race but pulled out? Is that right?
I seem to remember that as well. Yeah.
So if she's entered earlier in the year, that means she's been training enough to be able to race.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean like just because you've not been racing doesn't mean you're inactive.
Well, fingers crossed for some great action. And then on the men's side, so in terms of PBs, we've got a few absolute standouts at the top. So we've got Andy Hayes and Doug Musson, who are within a second of each other on paper. Andy Hayes 1918 and Doug Musson 29.18 and 29.19. So really close within a second on PBs. Doug won at Warwick, so he's on his way back to the top flight.
He is.
So February
Has he
won
been
the half
injured?
marathon.
I think so.
Who?
I think
Doug,
so.
because I seen a couple of races on his power 10 and like after the half.
I mean, he had intentions to do some of our other races and then didn't. So I guess must have had some injury. So great to see him back entering races.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
He's on the doubler, so he's on Warrington and Jarrow. So he's one who has won a race.
Interesting.
And he's in this and Jarrow. So
Tactical selection.
It's great to see him back, and it would be fantastic to see Doug right up there. So somebody who supported the events right at the start. We want to see him do well.
Doug, also coached by Luke Gunn.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey.
And we know all about Gunn. He's a fantastic coach and a fantastic athlete himself. So if he's got somebody on the start line, you know that they're going to be prepared well. And
I wouldn't write off Andy Hayes though.
Yeah.
He's done 5 races in August. He is hitting it.
he has
29.18 this year as well.
Yeah,
So,
29.18. So he's a man in form. And did he do the Great North Run at the weekend? No.
Well, I thought he did, but then I looked on the results today. His power 10, and I couldn't see it. But he done it last year. I think he's around about a 65 half.
Yeah.
He is good. He ran quick early on in the year. Then he went a bit quiet over the summer. But like you said, he's really pushed on in August, and I think he ran like a 14:08 or something like that like a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
So he's
in a park run.
Yeah.
In a park run. I missed that one.
14:08 in a park
No,
run.
it was
Widnes Park Run. Was that one of them ones? No, that's a fast one. No, I missed.
But you're right. There was a big gap. He raced a lot earlier on in the season. Then from March onwards, there's been a bit of a gap until August. So he's on his comeback, and he's hitting those races. Coached by Mara Yamauchi.
Is he?
Yeah.
Look at this knowledge.
I know this is.
Look at this knowledge.
Yeah.
Cam, she put us to shame.
I mean, Mara was absolutely.
Just
she
being
was absolutely
professional.
fantastic. And actually, I should reach out to Mara. I know she does quite a lot with women's sport and women's athletics as well, and putting it through. So I've had communication with her in the past. Yeah, she was a fantastic runner.
Let's get her on the pod.
Yeah,
there you go.
We should do. I think and I mean Andy Hayes really he's gonna take some beating even when Doug's on best form, because as we discussed in previous shows, he's moved up to the marathon, or certainly been going in that direction. We've also got Joe Morrow, so the British Unis bronze medalist over 10k. So that's an early May event, so that was a while since winning that, but since picking up a medal there, but shows that he's a very competitive athlete. Ethan Dunn is the Northern Ireland steeplechase silver medalist. I can't even speak now. And then Matthew Lay, 30.56 this year, so PB, and hoping to run another one. And then we can't go an episode without mentioning
Big Bad Bennett.
So
is back.
Let's hope Jason's back in the races as well. So I know that obviously he committed to racing in quite a few.
How many's Jason done?
He's done 3.
Yeah.
So he's up. He's already up there.
He's our leader, isn't he?
He's second behind
Gabri Selassie.
Behind Sam Gabri Selassie, who overtook him after picking up additional points at the Quayside 5k. If Jason's down to run, we know about him now. He runs hard, gets stuck in, is very competitive. He'll be fighting for every point, and maybe he can slightly improve on his score.
I was going to say, so if it's, hypothetically, if Jason wins, does he take his 25 points forward and drop his lowest amount?
Exactly, so it's your best 3 scores.
Right.
So, because we didn't want to make it like, as many races as you want. It had to be like meaningful, and it was unrealistic to get people to get a lot of people to do more than 3 races. But your best 3 points will stand.
All right, so
and
he's
then
still
if
in with a
there's
shout.
tie, it's head to head. So like the best time in that distance, or have they raced each other and one person won the other? So and or if it gets to Ribble Valley, it's whoever's the finishing order at Ribble Valley. That's the first tiebreaker.
Right.
But certainly he's got a chance of picking up additional points and overhauling Sam. So that's another thing to be looking out for.
Where's your money at then? Go on, so you go first. Ladies first.
I'm going Hayes.
Chris?
I think Andy Hayes as well. I mean, he's class athlete in form. I think Doug would hopefully be a close second and can show some sort of return to form.
Cam? Look at Cam, look at the stir of the pot.
Yeah, I am actually.
Anything
Yeah, I know
to knock
Doug,
on
so I feel like I should stay loyal to him. But I think I'll just go with Doug. But I think you know, if he's racing, it's going to be hard from the start. I've never been on a easy run with him without blowing up my arm. You might have to bleep that one out.
No, that'll go. That's fine.
But no, Doug's tough as nails. So Andy's in good shape. I think it'll be a good race.
Joe Marrow as well. Don't write him off. I think he's going to be up there.
Yeah.
Big three. What the last thing that I've just thinking is, what do we think the winning time is going to be? We know the course is flat. There's going to be such a good atmosphere with so many runners. I'm just checking the updated wind forecast there. It's a 9 o'clock start. The wind forecast is 5 mile an hour winds, so there's going to be no wind, and the forecast is it is going to be sunny spells, and where's my temperature? 12 degrees. So perfect conditions. So I'm hoping that we've got the bonus times. Hopefully we trigger that 29:30. So hopefully another win under 29:30 on the men's, and
I can see that happening.
Sorry, 29 minutes is 29:30 is for the course record. 30 minutes is the main payout. So hopefully we can get a few of these guys under 30 minutes on the men's side.
I reckon here's 29:38. Longley 34:42. Take them.
If you were a bet in my
head, just off the top of my head.
Yeah, no, that's
much thought.
It's definitely going sub 30. I think.
Yeah, I think that's.
I think
that
do you reckon he's had a Palmore yet or not?
We will definitely have to ask him this one because
he hasn't reached out to me, so
he's not reached out to anyone.
I tell you what, I'm not bothered anymore. I don't even want to know if he's had
one. He doesn't deserve Gisborough.
Yeah. I'll see you sometime, Doug, and we'll chat about it.
Taking down Manjaros for a special.
Yeah, so we've got live stream again on Sunday morning, and we'll have 2 live streams. We'll have the main race, which shout out to Danny for doing a fantastic job with that. We're going to have Jason, who's from the North East Coast team, going down to learn how to do the second stream to try and pick out the ladies and drop further down to try and follow that. It's very difficult to do. Hopefully we can nail the live stream again.
Yep.
We're hopefully we've set up open track, so we should have some good graphics. We're trying to do splits. Again, all these things are a work in progress. So work with us on these things. We're going to hopefully bring you the splits, bring you some crystal clear graphics, 2 streams, and it is 9 o'clock on Sunday morning.
It's the first year.
Exactly.
Still. We're still learning.
We're going places.
We're growing.
Exactly. You'll hear Rich and Cameron on Sunday morning, and we'll see you next time for Jarrow. So thank you very much.
I thought it was on.
Yep.
Bloody hell. Wrap that up abruptly, didn't you? It's been a pleasure as always, guys.
Thank
let's
you.
tape this off in a nice professional manner. Stacey, love the professional attire as well. See you bring a bit of class to the couches.
Someone else
Chris,
exactly.
always knowledgeable as ever. Cam, thanks for turning up on time tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
You've done a brilliant job. You got here within like a.
Where's this slander coming from? I am not late all the
minutes,
time. That is nonsense.
Yeah, Cam, I remember when you left me hanging solo for a commentary job because your car broke down. So
I was late for that one.
Yeah, 9 o'clock.
It's still the side of the road, that hill.
yeah, well, the race starts at 9. Where are you for 8?
Oh, I should have told Cameron it started at 7. Yeah, starts at 7.
Yeah.
It's the best thing to do in situations like this is just not react, because then it like
got a couple of
deflates
nice
the
coffees
situation
on the
and
go,
stop. But it's
We've got
probably
a couple
not
of
going to
nice
stop.
coffees on the go.
Nice coffee.
Yeah, Ernie up the road.
Are you getting it? Are you? Or is it on house?
Put it to expenses.
Yeah,
Run through expenses.
Let's expense it.
Yeah.
Right.
So anyway,
very
that's
much.
a cut. Yeah, thanks.
See you. Bye.